So, if I ask you, what were the forces that escalated that social fracture at that time, apart from the लालू जी, क्या क्या कुछ था वहाँ पे जो इस कास्ट वॉर को जो है और बढ़ा दिया था?
See, वो कास्ट डिवाइड हमेशा था, राइट? एंड व्हाट हैपेंस इज कास्ट डिवाइड क्योंकि हायरार्किकल था, राइट? अपर कास्ट हैं, फिर ओबीसीज हैं, फिर दलित्स हैं. वो कास्ट धीरे धीरे क्लास डिवाइड भी बन जाता है. तो जो सबसे ऊपर कास्ट है उनके पास जमीनें हैं, ओबीसी के पास उससे थोड़ी कम है, और दलितों के पास बिल्कुल भी जमीनें नहीं है. तो इकोनॉमिक डिवाइड भी बहुत ज्यादा क्रिएट होता गया बिहार में, राइट? In spite of the fact that Bihar was the first state to abolish zamindari, Bihar was one of the first states to bring in a land sealing act. Bihar was the first or only state to have a Bhudan movement by Acharya Vinoba Bhave ji. Bihar was one of the centers of JP Andolan.
You have talked about these things in the book also.
Yes. Yeah. So in spite of all of this, there was a social divide, and it got created, manifested into an economic divide, right? Now that economic divide was first, so as to say, it was used by a lot of leaders from OBC caste who were emerging, who highlighted it. And it was also used by the Naxalites who came in Bihar in the late 1970s when they started flourishing, right? Now, the Naxalite movement got a lot of support from these castes who were historically impoverished, depressed, right? And the Naxalite movement started gaining a lot of ground, right? These were underground movements. They had weapons, right? And then they started challenging the landed class, right? So by 1990, you see the other side of the landed class, either by support of the Naxalites or by support of leaders who came from the OBC caste largely. There were voices being raised against the historical injustices, right? So that divide was there. Now, at the same time, in 1990, the Mandal Commission came, the Ram Mandir Andolan came, right? So the Mandal Commission already, there was already a divide. It highlighted that divide, because there was anti-reservation protests. Then there were pro-reservation protests. Then there were leaders like Pappu Yadav who, kind of took the baton of supporting the pro-reservation. Lot of incidents in which he got buses burned, right, who were going to rallies. So that divide got created, and since the Naxalite movement also implicitly had the state support after 1990, Laluji did not see the Naxalite problem as a law and order problem. He saw that as a political problem. So in fact, even within the Naxalite movement, if you see, there were different factions, okay? 3 major factions were there. One is CPI-ML Liberation, one is MCC, Maoist Coordination Committee, and one is Party Unity. So Liberation largely had vote bank and supporters coming from the Dalit castes, right? Which is where Laluji saw them as cutting through his own vote bank. So in 1990 elections, if you see, IPF, the frontal organization, political organization of liberation, they won 7 seats, okay, in the Vidhan Sabha. Laluji got 4 of them transferred to his party, right? Then other leaders of the CPI-ML liberation, what he did is he offered them plum posts and commissions and ayogs, and literally weakened them. But MCC, they did not have a political outfit, and it kind of supported, his party. Most of the leaders of MCC came from his caste, right? So he had a very implicit support to them. In fact, in 1994 elections, one of the leaders, one of the area commanders of MCC won on RJT ticket, right? One of their very prominent leaders, he went on a campaign trail with Laluji publicly, right? So when state starts supporting one of these organizations implicitly, they also get emboldened that they can do something.
That are involved in too much of violence and massacres and all. So.
Right. And even in 1992, when the first series of massacres happened in Bara in Gaya, there's a lot of role that is alleged is that to be of Surinder Yadav, right? Who was RJD leader then in that area. So that side became very, very strong because of implicit state support and already, kind of a social divide that was there. And when that started happening, the upper caste leaders formed their own armies, saying we'll have to resist them. And that then, got into a spate of massacres that ran over the next 8 years like anything in Bihar.